Hello there, everybody. This is the chairman of the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people.
It's a trap!
What's up, everybody, and welcome to New Comic Book Day for the week of November the 6th. This week had 216 new issues and 500 overall releases according to CLZ for this week. Just like last week, I'm going to break these down by publisher, and to do that today, I'm going to be starting with Sumerian Comics, and that is going to be The Crow, issue 2. And Sumerian is calling this the year of The Crow for obvious reasons. This is the first time since 1996 that The Crow, Dead Time, has been on the shelves in print format. Continuing on to Marvel this week, Marvel had some Star Wars releases this week, and first of those is Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, and this is issue number 4 of that series. Next up, if you watch the popular TV show on Disney Plus, Ahsoka, I have Ahsoka number 5 featuring Anakin and a young Ahsoka on the cover. That's, of course, Hayden Christensen and Ariana Greenblatt that played them. And this is a really cool Clone Wars cover. And it's almost pulled directly from the show, which is really cool. And third up, from Marvel this week is a key comic, everybody. So like I said last week, if you're a key chaser, this is definitely when you want to pick up. It's also a book that they said they were going to be bringing out when this character was first introduced in the TV series of Echo, and that is Kahhori, Reshaper of Worlds. And like I said, this is a key issue, and I'm really excited to read this later. So jumping into probably one of my favorite publishers of all times, really, and that is Image Comics. And first up from Image Comics, I have a Scotty Young book called I Hate Fairyland, Happy Endgame, and this is part 2 of 5 of that series. I really enjoy Scotty Young's cover work, but this is his actual book, and he actually writes this series, and I've been reading this one since the very beginning of it. Next up is a new one and another one from Ghost Machine, and it is called Devour. It happened on Hyde Street, and this is going to be a really interesting read. It's another one that I have been kind of tracking on the online forums, and I'm really excited to read this one as well. Jumping into the Spawn universe this week. This week, Spawn had 3 releases, and we're going to start with King Spawn, issue number 39. We have that one there. And continuing in the Spawn universe, we're going to jump straight into the Scorched with Jessica on the cover right here. This story is getting really good. And I've, of course, been tracking and reading this one for 35 issues now. And last but not least, from the Spawn universe, a guy who has become one of my favorite Spawn series and probably one of my favorite McFarlane Toys action figures, and that is Gunslinger. This has been another really good story, and I don't want to give a lot of the details on the story, but it's been really good. And this is, of course, is issue number 37. Now, I saved this one for last because this one is something very special from Boom Studios. About 5 years ago, Boom Studios introduced us to Something is Killing the Children, and we're almost 40 issues deep into that series, and I have managed to get my hands on all 40 covers, all 40 issues, not all the covers, because God, you could spend a few $100,000 probably collecting all the covers to this book. But this book is, of course, by James Tynion and Werther Adara, and they're giving us an untold story into the Slaughterverse, and it's detailing the mission preceding the Faithful Archer's Peak saga, where the series initially began. So this is a prequel to the very first arc in the comic book series. And that is what I'm going to show you right now. It's Something is Killing the Children. Issue number 0 is what they're calling it. And I'm telling you now, this is a hot book to pick up. And also, if you want to read the series before you watch the series, as Netflix is turning this into a TV series, and from what I've read online is that they already have scripts done for episodes, and they're just waiting for green lights and to go ahead on this series. But let's jump into these covers. There are some beautiful covers this week, and we'll start with this one. And then, hang on a second, let me go ahead and find the Virgin variant of that one. And of course, you can tell it's the Virgin variant because there's no writing up here. And next, I have another Virgin variant for you, and this is kind of a homage to the original number 1. Another beautiful cover. And this one might be my favorite cover out of the group, and that is this one. This is also another Virgin variant of that book. And then we have this one, which I think is like a 3-in-1 cover. So when you open this up, this also, I want to point out, still in the other bag that it came in, which this one will stay sealed like that for as long as I have it. I will never open this. And then finally, last but not least, is the other cover that I showed you, the homage with the actual lettering on the cover. So that is all for this week. Tell me what you thought about this 5th episode. I will go ahead and tell you I'm going to be releasing a 6th episode of this series, probably a little later this week or over the weekend. And I just want to cover some terminology that you'll hear me use oftentimes when I'm talking about comic books. And I just kind of want to put that out there for those who may not be familiar with some of the terms that I use when I talk about comic books. So look forward to that one. That will probably release Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure yet. What else would you like to see me do a short on? I have no problems doing the research if I don't know anything about it and getting another episode out, maybe later next week. I will also be doing another regular USDN. I think we're going to do it Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So look forward to that one. I'll get that one posted up later, announcing that one. But thank you for tuning in this week. As always, hit that like, subscribe, and share button, and stay tuned for more. On behalf of myself and the Council of Nerds, this USDN short is USDN approved.
It's a trap!